So one afternoon, between two business meetings, I had nothing to do. So not even thinking about it, I just rode up Chamundi Hill, parked my motorcycle, went up and sat on a rock that was familiar to me. Suddenly, for the first time, I did not know really what is me and what is not me. What was me was just all over the place. And I couldn't figure out what's happening to me. And every cell in my body was dripping ecstasy, bursting with ecstasy. I don't know what was happening to me, I thought this lasted for 10-15 minutes, but when I came back to my normal senses, it was about 4.5 hours. I was sitting right there, eyes open. It was 3:30 in the afternoon when I sat there, sun had set, it had become dark, but for the first time in my adult life, me and tears were impossible. I live like this, but tears to a point my shirt is all wet. So when I ask my super skeptical mind, what is happening to me? The only thing that my mind could tell me is, maybe you're going off your rocker. But within myself, I knew I've hit a gold mine. I don't know what it is, but I knew this is not something to be lost. So when I shared with my closest friends that something like this is happening to me, but just close my eyes, I'm just gone. Hey, come on, what did you drink? Come on, what did you pop? Where did you get it? Well, this is all I got. So suddenly I realized there was no context in the society around me as to what was happening to me. Nobody knew what was happening to me. People, my family started looking at me with some concern because suddenly, the shape of my face was changing, my eyes changed, my voice changed. Within matter of 3-4 weeks, my gait changed. Even if I tried to walk the way I was walking earlier, I couldn't walk. Suddenly my gait changed, everything changed, and lifetimes of memory just descended on me in such a way that it became a bit challenging to be with the people who were around me, my family, my friends, my work. By then, within 5 years, I was known as a very successful entrepreneur, having half a dozen businesses going. I just couldn't go there anymore. I went there one day and I just sat there for some negotiation. Then I saw, whatever I think, all these guys are agreeing to me, even though it's not good for them. That's the day I decided I will never sit for any negotiation ever. Even now, even for the yoga center, so much land is being bought, sold, whatever happening, I never sit for any negotiation because if I think something, they will do just that. So, I said I'll never again sit in a business deal, ever. I've not done that till now and I will not do it. So I just stepped out of my business and traveled around for about a year and a half, trying to check out what was coming in my memory, lifetimes of memory. So I traveled just to check if it's true. Though in my mind it was crystal clear, I was such a skeptic, I was trying to somehow prove it wrong. But every bit that I saw was there. I traveled thousands of kilometers across India, trying to identify those places. After that, there's been no looking back, the last 39 years. At that time, I sat down after about maybe a year or maybe a few months. I thought, see, this is fantastic. If I simply sit here and don't mess with my mind, I'm ecstatic, bursting. And I knew this is true with everybody. I tried with a few people and it worked. Then I made a plan. In 2.5 years' time, at that time the world's population was 5.6 billion people. In 2.5 years' time, I will make the entire humanity ecstatic. I've discovered this. 39 years now. Been working 7 days of the week, 365 days, over 16 to 18 hours a day. Here I am. People say we have touched over 1 billion people today, but 1 billion is not the world has become nearly 8 billion now. So, I'm just telling you my sob story, I will die a failure, but a blissful failure.
I don't think that you will be dying a failure, if it's any consolation. So, my podcast is called 4D with Demi Lovato.
Don't say 4D and all because there's a whole bunch of idiots back in India who have some problem with the word dimension. They think I use it too many times. What they don't understand is that in my life, I constantly live multiple dimensions within myself. So now that you are also 4D, just for them, so that because they always feed on this one word and say ugly, nasty things about me, so that they are also happy, I will say it 4D means dimension, 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 so that all the idiots are happy.
Yes! I guess I don't need to explain to you what 4D means.
Any fool who thinks that what I do not know cannot exist is a bloody fool, okay? So you might not have experienced the fourth dimension, but you know there is something beyond what you know that's very important.
Yes, exactly.
So that's 4D.
Yes. And okay, you said it perfect.
I'm saying for all those people who might not have experienced anything beyond what they see, what they hear, what they smell, what they taste and touch, essentially sense organs, do not ever think that what you do not know cannot exist. That is the crown of ignorance. Ignorance is there, ignorance is not bad as long as you know you're ignorant. Yes, when I know that I do not know, my intelligence is constantly seeking. You cannot help it. It's not a choice, I'm going to become a seeker. There's no such thing. If you realize you do not know, everything within you will start seeking. So, you will destroy your seeking the moment you think, what I do not know cannot exist in this world. So, it's good if you are in fourth dimension, if you are in 3 dimensions, you must talk about the fourth dimension. If you are in fourth dimension, you must talk about the fifth dimension. When I say talk about, you're not talking about something that you do not know. At least you're addressing there is something more than what I know. And that's very important. That is an acknowledgement of the limitations of what I know. So that always there is a seeking, that your seeking never sleeps, your intelligence never sleeps. Your body may sleep because it needs sleep. But your intelligence, your consciousness, your seeking need not sleep. 8 hours a day seeking is not going to work. You need 24 hours, all your life, you're seeking. Otherwise, your life will become very small. Most people are not even in 3 dimensions, they become just one. Their thought and their emotion is everything.
Yes. What do you say to people who want to help shift those people out of their first dimension views?
Right now, this is not… I don't know how to name it because whichever way you say it, people will think it's one kind of description. We have launched what is called as Conscious Planet. I'm seeing how people who have influence in the world can own it and take it on, because the idea is just this. One, there is something about human consciousness. Another is an ecological situation which needs urgent attention. All this talk about meditation, consciousness, spirituality, seeking, all this is only meaningful if we make sure there is life on this planet for the next few centuries or millennia. Right now, that's in serious threat. In the last 50 years, more than 60% of the vertebrate population is gone. 80% of the biomass insects are gone in the last 30 years. They're saying by 2020, this 21st century ends, they're expecting more than 50% of insect species will be gone. This means there is a serious threat to life. When I say serious threat to life, see, there is substantial evidence to show that if all the worms disappear right now, life on this planet, including you and me, will end in not more than 18 months. If all the insects disappear, life on this planet will end in 4.5 to 6 years. If all the microbes disappear, it will end right now. But if all of us disappear, human beings, land will flourish, life will flourish on this planet. So this unnecessary level of significance that we have attached to ourselves and our existence needs to go down a little bit. Our love for life needs to go beyond our species. This is very, very important. This is yoga. Yoga means union, that you experience everything as a part of yourself. If this experience doesn't happen to more and more people, especially if this experience doesn't happen to people who hold responsible positions in the world, we as a generation will be opening up a threshold of destruction which is very difficult to turn back. I am deeply involved in this, I have been in touch with various scientists, United Nations organizations. Everywhere it's very clear that if we do something significant to turn this back in the next 15 to 20 years, things will turn around in 40 to 60 years' time. But if you let it go, these 20 years, go business as usual, then if you try to turn it back, it may take 200 years to turn it back. So right now, either we correct this consciously or nature will correct it in a very cruel way. Lot of people already environmentalists, not virologists, environmentalists have started talking and saying the present pandemic also is one of the outcomes of this environmental disaster that we are unleashing upon ourselves. So conscious planet is… because as I see, there's really no problem on this planet. There is only one problem, the human being. There is no other problem. If you fix you and me, it's a done thing. But to make everybody willing, as I said, last 39 years, I thought, who would refuse to be ecstatic? Who would not want to be blissful? But people are so deeply invested in their miseries. How much ever you do, they hang on to their miseries. This is because still life is compulsive, it's not become conscious. A human being, so we don't refer to any other creature as a being, only to this one, because this is supposed to know how to be. If you know how to be, what is the problem? There's absolutely no problem with this.
Well, I think that I have to end it there because that was actually my favorite thing that I heard you say.
And I want all of you, people like you, young people who have influence over the next generation, to take up this conscious planet. This is not my organization, this is not my business. I think this is the business of this generation, to create conscious human beings and in turn create a conscious planet so that we will leave something that we are proud of for the next generation. Otherwise, we are leaving it like a disaster. We are leaving the world like it's been ravaged by war. We call this business.
Business, yes.